Hello and welcome to my Canvas course about Makerspaces. The reason that I decided on Makerspaces as my topic is that as an EdTech trainer this year, I support all of our campus librarians. And 3 years ago, they were told that they needed to have a Makerspace in their library. And that was it. There was no guidance, there was no explanation. So they've spent the last few years figuring things out on their own. With varying degrees of success. Some definitely have a true makerspace, some have more activity centers, and some people I know are just a little lost. And I know we're going to be getting a few new librarians next year, so I built this course for them so that coming in they'd have an idea of what a makerspace is and kind of the process for getting one set up. In the process of telling other librarians about this and getting their feedback, a lot of the current librarians said that they wanted an opportunity to take the course too, to learn something new. So I kind of changed how things were so that there's activities for both people who already have an established makerspace versus new librarians who are starting from scratch. And this is my welcome page. I made a little Lego board because that's often what you see in makerspaces. And for those of you that aren't familiar with makerspaces, they are basically a place for people to gather and tinker and create and make things. Some communities have them, but the big push right now is for them to be in schools, and often they're in the library. And they're an opportunity for students to have some new experiences outside of pencil paper curriculum. And there's robotics and coding and building things and art, sewing, crafts. If you can make it, it's in a makerspace. There's no one right way to have a makerspace. It's different everywhere you go. So this course kind of helps guide librarians through that process of what do we need to have based on our space, our budget, or student needs. So here's the welcome page. They'll get professional development credit for it. We have expectations for the discussion board and the technologies required. We'll go next to the goals. The ultimate goals of the course are to learn about makerspaces. That's my clock. Formulate a plan of action in terms of funding, what's the impact, how are kids going to rotate through it, determining the space that you need, the tools, and just kind of general maintenance. I'm going to pause this so the dings don't get in the way. Okay, the clock dings are done. I love my clock. It's very Downton Abbey, but it does not help when I'm doing screencasts. So if we come here to modules, my first modules, week 1 has discussions, readings, and a TED Talk, and more discussions about how one's perceptions change based on this information, the different readings that I've provided. The readings come from a variety of sources, blogs, educational websites. I really haven't included any long journals because I know librarians aren't going to read those. So just trying to reach them at their level. One of the assignments is to create a presentation for their administrator. And you'll see here, this is kind of how I've split it up. There's activities for whether you have a new makerspace or an established one. So I tried to include everybody and give them different things. And the same thing in the discussion boards. I ask different things of new and seasoned librarians so that we can get a variety of perspectives and hopefully the new librarians can learn from the more seasoned ones. Weeks 3 and 4, which is about my halfway point, we talk about upcycling and kind of using upcycling and recycling material, which is a very low-tech, low-cost approach. And then we talk about different tools and activities and research them. How are they going to be stored, and what kind of budget you have, and what can you get for that kind of budget. Weeks 5, 6 through 8, I've already built, but I'm going to continue to tweak them and hopefully make them better. So at this point, that's my halfway point. If y'all have any questions, please feel free to let me know. Have a great day.